Gandhi, old friend. How are you?
I am well, Einstein. I like your chair, it's as comfortable. However, your apartment is a bit messy.
Don't mind the mess. I am studying a new form of communication. I feel like it will help me reach out to my students.
Interesting. What is this new form of communication?
It is called nonviolent communication. It comes from a book I read by Marshall Rosenberg.
Nonviolent communication? I have been practicing nonviolence for years.
I know, Gandhi. That's why I invited you here today. I have been using it within my classroom and have found it is highly effective with my pupils. I am communicating with my students better than ever before.
Communication is so important. If you cannot communicate with your students, then how can they learn?
I asked myself the same thing. I was struggling to teach my students until I started using the methods in this book.
So what is the basis of this nonviolent communication?
Well, since I moved to the US, I have had a hard time adjusting to this Western culture. There are many language barriers here.
Language barriers?
Yes, language barriers. I found that many people communicate in the form of an attack on one another.
Give me an example.
Well, as you know, my voice is very monotone. I have had several students respond to me by telling me things like, "Your voice sounds boring."
It is a little boring, Einstein.
You see, the problem with communicating that way is it's an attack. I can give you many examples of attack language in the US.
Attack language?
Yes, language that labels people. A wife might become frustrated her husband never takes out the trash. She might say, "You're too lazy." A student may start getting emotional in the classroom and a peer might say, "You're too sensitive." A coach on the football field might see his quarterback fail to make a pass and say, "You're too slow, move quicker."
What's wrong with these types of statements?
They all start with an attack. They all start with a put down. They are negative. They all start with "You're too dumb. You're too fat. You're too stupid. You never listen to me. You can't understand me." These are all things I hear in the Western environment every day. Starting a sentence with "you" is not effective.
So, what's the big deal?
It's all wrong. As humans, when somebody starts a sentence with "you," we go on the defensive and it shuts off communication. The other day I was drinking coffee on my desk and spilled it all over the floor. One of my students responded by saying, "You're too clumsy."
How did that make you feel?
Like I had to defend myself. My natural response was defensive. On the inside I was saying to myself, "I am not clumsy." I wanted to tell the student he was too judgmental. I took it personally. Like there was something wrong with me.
I am beginning to see this attack language you talk about. So what's the solution?
In nonviolent communication, you want to make an observation by looking for a feeling and finding a need. Let me give you a good example. When you walked into my apartment, I heard you say,
"Your apartment looks messy."
Yes, that's what I heard. Say it again and it'll show you nonviolent communication.
Your apartment looks messy.
Are you feeling frustrated that my apartment is messy?
No, I am not frustrated. I'm rather annoyed.
Are you feeling annoyed? My apartment is messy.
You bet. I am super annoyed.
Are you feeling annoyed because you like to walk into a clean environment?
Yeah, I like clean things. It's why I always wear white.
Would you be okay with waiting a couple minutes while I organize my papers quick?
Sure, I am very good at waiting for things.
Do you see how nonviolent communication works?
I'm still confused.
Nonviolent communication is like a science experiment in communicating. You make observations. You form a good hypothesis and try and find a conclusion. When I asked you if you felt frustrated, that was my hypothesis. You responded that you were annoyed, so I reworked my theory and we came to a conclusion that I would clean this mess up.
I think I'm starting to get it.
That's great, Gandhi. Nonviolent communication teaches us to take accountability for our own feelings rather than blame other people with labels.
Can we do one more example?
Sure, Gandhi. Let's have you try nonviolent communication this time. Pretend I am one of your friends visiting you in your jail cell years ago.
When I starved myself for weeks?
Yes, you ready?
I was born ready.
Gandhi, you're crazy and you are going to starve yourself to death.
I heard you say I am crazy. Is it because you're angry I'm doing this to myself?
Angry? Why in the world would I be angry? I am worried sick you're going to kill yourself.
I hear what you're saying. Are you worried that I am getting sick by not eating and would like me to eat this prison food?
Yes, Gandhi. Please eat.
I can assure you I will eat as soon as China frees the people. I hope to not starve but will do so to bring awareness to this situation. I am sorry it hurts for you to see me this skinny. I cannot promise I will eat right now, but will you visit me after my speech today and we will talk about why I am fasting some more?
Yes, Gandhi, I will wait outside your jail cell.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Gandhi, you demonstrated non-violent communication perfectly. Do you see how non-violent communication can promote learning?
Yes, as a matter of fact I do. Non-violent communication can help us to understand one another better. So are you going to clean this apartment?
Absolutely.